episode of Mr. Badger Talks Twitter Scum. I'm here with a very good friend of mine, the lovely Mr. Honourable Pumpkin. How are you, Honourable?
Very well, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, it's quite nice today. It's quite warm, isn't it?
Very warm, yes.
Yeah. The flaps have got a new type of cheese under them, so it's a nice, enjoyable new taste for this summer. So, are you enjoying this lovely hot weather we've got?
I am. Yes, it's very nice. I've been out in the garden mowing the lawn today. It's been cracking.
You got a garden?
Yes.
You posh fucker. Well, it's just that I'm quite surprised that you're enjoying the heat, because today you've come to talk to me about the changing weather, haven't you, and our effect on it.
I have. Yes. Climate change. It's a very, very pertinent topic at the moment.
What's that?
Pertinent.
No, something change. What?
Climate change.
I thought that was like a monkey or a chimpanzee or something.
No, climate. The air above us and all around the planet.
We've got monkeys above us.
Sometimes.
Oh, well, you learn something new every day, especially if you're me. So, basically, what you're trying to tell me is there's monkeys in the sky and they're ruining our atmosphere.
Well, some of them are, yeah. But I mean, it's not all down to the monkeys. Although we humans are a type of monkey ourselves, are we not?
That's racist. You can't say that.
Well, sorry, you're a badger, so I apologise. Yeah, I didn't mean it like that.
Well, I'm actually not a real badger. Keep it under your hat, but I'm actually a man in a badger outfit.
No way!
Yeah, it's one of the best kept secrets in comedy, this is. Realistic, isn't it? But look, it's fake. Look at that.
That might just be a badger skin.
It could be. I have lost a lot of weight, so I did the opposite with COVID. A lot of people have put a lot of weight on because they just sat indoors eating nothing, by eating too much rather. I've not been able to get any food, so I've been starving for 18 months.
I did much the same. I lost 2.5 stone during lockdown, and since we came out, I've put a stone back on. So that's the secret: is for me to lose weight is not to go out at all.
Is that because you've been gigging and just going past McDonald's and shit like that?
I do like a McDonald's. Yeah, I do like it.
It's like crack, isn't it? You tell yourself you're never going to have another one, and then you find yourself just in the drive-thru, just going off.
Yeah.
I've let yourself down again.
Give it a burger. Give it a bloody burger.
So what is this primate change then? What's going on?
Primate change. It's very difficult. The thing is, right, a lot of people these days, you'll hear people saying, "Oh no, there's no such thing as climate change. The planet's the temperature's always gone up and down." And these people are sometimes mechanics, or they don't have a fucking clue about the climate. But they seem to be experts on the things. And if my car breaks, I take it to a mechanic. I ask him to fix it because he's an expert on that. But it's not just mechanics. It's a very tricky thing to understand the climate, and hardly anybody does. I studied it for 7 years. And I only just scratched the surface.
So you have actually studied the climate?
I did it. Before I started comedy, I started a degree because I was going to become a teacher. And then the Conservative Party came along and fucked things for teachers and made it sort of like 10 times harder to be a teacher. I'm not doing that anymore. So I've got the degree, but I'm not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, I don't
most people with a degree.
Yeah, this is the way to work. I know people with degrees that would rather work in factories than actually go out and use their degrees because they'd end up like losing money.
Yeah.
Well done, government.
Bless them.
Yeah. So where do you apply your expertise then? What do you do to help the primates?
Well, it revolves really about. I'm very, very. I don't do a lot. I do a lot of recycling, and then I fall out with people on Twitter for talking bollocks.
I'm not allowed on Twitter. I was on for about 3 weeks and got banned, so I don't think it's an appropriate place for Mr. Badger to be.
I've just set up another account. They won't find you this time.
Well, genuinely. What I used to like to do was, I'm sort of breaking character here and letting people know that I'm not all such a bad person. I used to go onto porn stars pages and troll them, and somehow I got done for being offensive. Like, these people are taking cocks up the shitter and posting it on Twitter. How am I the offensive one?
They don't go up there, do they?
Oh yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when I was in prison. That was the only way I could get some cigarettes, you know.
Well, I'll give that a spin tonight, I think.
Yeah, it's money for nothing, isn't it?
I've never heard of it before. I'll definitely give that a try.
Give it a go. Have you got any lure pack?
I've got some Vitalite.
That's just as good. Basically, anything to help ease the friction, the chafing.
Give it a try.
Okay. Is that something you're going to be trying with your good wife, or just someone you meet in the pub?
Anybody? I don't. You know, it's like I say, it's a like you say, you live and learn, don't you? I've never come across that before. But I've got a pen. I might try that.
I was going to say, you don't need somebody else. Have you got a Sky remote? Because that's not a bad fit. That's
I have. Yeah, I've got a pint glass as well.
Oh, don't go into the 2 girls 1 cup sort of territory. That's, oh dear. In fact, there is a video of a man who shoves a glass up his anus and it shatters, and that is not a video I ever want to see again. That's genuine. Anybody watching this, do not search for that video. Oh my god. So, well, actually, we are reaching the midsection of the podcast, and I don't know if you're aware, there's a new section for season 3 of Mr. Badger Talks Shut to Scum, which is Mr. Badger's Corner of Love, and I'm trying to link them in to the subject matter. So today, I'd like to know, what is the most environmentally friendly lubricant you can use on your penis if you're going to put it into an area? It's probably going to be a bit, you know, like what we were just on about.
I'd probably say your own tears. That's probably readily available as well.
Your own tears, or the person that you're attempting entry with?
Well, probably your own. I'd say your own, because that way you're using your own energy and not using someone else's energy.
So that'd have to be tears of joy, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're being forced to do it. Like you're just going, Uncle, I don't want to do this. And he goes, shut up. Just crack on.
I haven't got any uncles, fortunately. It's probably for the best.
You haven't got any nieces or nephews, have you?
No. Both my parents were single children. So like all 4 of my grandparents, they had my parents and thought, we're not having any more of that. So I've no aunts or uncles, nephews, nieces, cousins, anything. It's weird.
I tell you, that snapped it straight out of Mr. Badger's Corner of Love and brought it back to life, because basically what you've done then is your family are doing what we're meant to do, which is only have 1 child, according to some parts of the world, isn't it? Because they reckon that human population is out of control, and we're the major factor as to why the Earth's a little bit, you know, fucked, basically.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot to do with it. Yeah, like I say, my grandparents married ugly people in order to save the planet in years to come. So I didn't want to rattle each other.
How many children have you got, Howard?
I've got 3. I had to adjust the balance.
Yeah, you fucked it. Is this why you went to do a degree in trying to save the planet? You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
That's it, yeah.
I need to give something back that isn't me jizz.
Yeah. Bless my grandparents tried all that. I thought, no, I'm not pulling out for them. not that I touched them.
I was going to say. No wonder they only wanted 1 child. If the kids kept on trying to have sex with them, fucking hell. Jesus. Normally I lower the tone. What are you doing?
I do apologise.
Oh dear. So you wanted to let's talk about this big issue, this primate change. And so what can we do as human beings, or rather, what are we doing that's bad that we need to stop?
Well, there's a couple of things really. The biggest problem is that not many people understand what climate change is, and they get confused with climate and weather. Weather is what happens to you today, and climate is the whole planet. And I've written a little thing here which describes climate change in a nutshell. Do you want me to fly through it, or are you not that?
Climate is in a nutshell.
It can be, yeah, if it's a very small, a very large nut, it could be.
I've got a large nut. Yeah, crack on.
I bet you have.
Yeah, I sat on it once. It's never been right since.
No, did it go orange?
No, well, it's already a sort of weird grey colour. I think. Yeah, I've got infections down there. It's not good. But so, what have you written then? I can't read, so you'll have to read it out.
Right. Well, feel free to stop me at any time. But the thing is, it's good that people understand this before they start saying, "Oh, there's no such thing as climate change," because you'll hear people saying that climate change is just an excuse to increase taxes. Because everybody plays a green subsidy on the gas and electric, and so they slag it off for this 10% surcharge that there is, and then they'll go to the petrol station and put 50 quid worth of diesel in the car, 40 quid worth of which is tax, and they won't think twice about it. They don't use their heads a lot. But anyway, it's down to the fact that we're pumping in carbon into the atmosphere, and carbon absorbs heat. Carbon compounds absorb heat, whereas oxygen and nitrogen don't. It's all down to the molecular bonds. And it's been going up steadily ever since 1800, when the Industrial Revolution started. Now, the thing is, if that starts going up, and the link between temperature going up and carbon in the atmosphere is proven, and definitely has been doing for thousands of years. But if that goes up, and sort of like the polar ice caps start melting, there's methane below them, and methane absorbs four times more energy than carbon dioxide, so that's going to speed it up. And then the worst thing is that if the oceans start evaporating because there's more ocean, water vapor absorbs 10 times more solar heat than carbon dioxide. So basically, if it starts happening, we're pretty much all fucked in next to no time. But everybody's sort of like, oh, there's no such thing, because they don't understand it. That's it in a nutshell.
So it's a chain reaction then, really?
Yeah. It basically, if it starts, and it is starting, but they call it a tipping point. I'm sure you've been on a tipping point yourself on occasion.
Is that the one with Bradley Walsh on?
Yeah, Bradley. That poor Bradley Walsh. I forget his name.
I don't know. That's the chase, isn't it? I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but tipping point's the one with the really difficult questions.
I don't. They're all difficult to me.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm retarded. So, yeah. But you said that methane causes it, because there's methane in our bumholes, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. This is why people that eat meat are a big problem, because the farming of cattle for making burgers, they pump out all kinds of emissions to them cattle, and it's all because we're breeding them so much so we can eat them, which is a bit poor.
So to help the environment, kill all the cows. Yeah,
it'll help.
Well, we'd learn something new.
If there's any cows watching, I apologise.
Yeah, if you really care about the planet, slaughter all wildlife and eat a carrot. Are you vegetarian yourself?
Well, it's a tricky question, but no.
No, so you've had 3 kids. You eat meat. Oh fuck.
Yeah. And later I'll be setting fire to a gas power station just to do my part even more.
Oh dear. So are we on an irreparable sort of journey, or is there a way back?
Well, it's getting pretty close, to be honest. To if the biggest problem at the minute is the fact that humans are, in the most part, bell ends.
What are you trying to say?
Well, you're a badger, so I'm not really putting you in this bit. But
I'm a man in a badger outfit.
Oh, sorry. I try to keep up the pretense that you are actually a badger.
I'm not a pretend. I'm a real man.
Person.
Yes. Stop telling me I don't exist.
I apologise.
Your voices will come back. So.
Yes. So yeah. Humans, most of them, yourself excluded, are bell ends, and basically what a lot of humans are sort of like. There's 7.8 billion of us now, and everybody that's talking about climate change and saying we need to lower carbon emissions. America per person uses twice as much energy as everybody else. And particularly in America, when Donald Trump was in charge, was saying there's no such thing as climate change, we can't be doing with this. There's a lot more people in China, but Chinese people use about 10% of all energy per person. even though there's more people. So China are saying, well, you use a lot more energy per person. We want to have like the same amount per person. And then they're all saying, no, we're not going to do that. And no one's ever going to, no one's ever going to agree to it. And then all the oil companies are, giving all rich governments and saying, have some money to so we can keep selling our oil. And they're all, that's a lovely idea. So between us, even though there's lots of people trying the best to stop Pacific Islands disappearing under the ocean in the next 20 years, there's a lot of rich people that don't give a shit. And that's always going to be the case.
I was going to say, that's pretty much the way the world works in everything, really, isn't it? So, yeah.
It is.
And I think, as well, it doesn't help when you've got... I remember, David Attenborough, a lovely man. From what I understand, he's very much like a climate change protester, isn't he? He comes out and says, we're killing wildlife with our choices. And then on the other hand, do you remember David Bellamy?
Yeah.
Well, you look a bit like David Bellamy with the beard. But, David Bellamy's viewpoint is that climate change doesn't exist. And this is a man who pretty much spent his entire career working with animals and wildlife and whatnot,
What did he do? Did he really say that?
Genuinely, he says the reason why he's not on telly anymore is because he won't bow down to the people that say it doesn't, to say that it exists. And on all of his blogs, all of his private work, he says it's made up by the government.
What an absolute prick. I didn't know that.
Genuinely, have a Google after this. David Bellamy wants to kill penguins.
What is your view? Do you believe man-made climate change is happening?
Absolutely not.
And why do you? What backs up your belief on that?
Because there is no actual proof. There's a whole series of computer models, and you can fiddle computer models to say what you like. If you actually look at the fact that for the last 10 years, man-made global warming, if it was working, has stopped because the temperatures have gone down.
I never knew that.
No, that's it. Well, he claims that that's the reason why he's not on telly anymore. I think there might probably be other reasons, probably some of the associations that I had in the 70s and 80s. So,
now, did he interview you at the time?
Well, I think he might have been friends with people like my good mate Gary and mate, dearly departed Jimmy. I think he might have been. Yeah. But
I shook his hand once.
You shook his hand? Is that all you shook?
It was, yeah.
How old were you at the time? That's the big question.
About 13, 14. Probably a bit old for.
Yeah, no, it probably wasn't his hand though. It was probably his dick with a rubber glove on.
Don't surprise me. Do you know, when I found out, I was like, Jesus, I shook his hand once.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we're both comedians and we've seen quite a few revelations on the comedy circuit over the past few years. Oh dear. The best was when I befriended a comedy vicar, and he was such a lovely man, and then it came out that he'd been doing naughty things. Oh my God, it's like, you can't be any more to type, can you? I am a vicar that does comedy, and oh dear, I also do naughty things with children. What a bad time that was. Yeah. That's it. I get all the slander. I'm like, look, he looks a bit dodgy. He does. And he's like, man, this man's an actual man of the church. How can you not be suspicious of him? But oh dear.
Have you got your eye on anybody at the moment then that you might be thinking might be next one?
Oh, I don't know. It's normally the most vocal ones, isn't it? The ones that complain the most. It's normally they're trying to divert attention away from themselves. So just keep your eye on any comedians that are going, I tell you what, I really don't like pedos, me. They'll be them. I'll be watching your statuses very carefully, Howard.
Yeah, just watch for anybody that disappears off Facebook because they've had the computer seized.
Yeah. Well, that was the funny bit about Gary Glitter, wasn't it? He didn't exactly get caught. He took his laptop into PC World to get it repaired. Genuinely took it into PC World to get it repaired, and the guy just took one look at it and called the police.
Jesus, never knew that.
Oh, but I'm full of information, mate. Yeah. So you've learned new things about Gary Glitter and David fucking Bellamy.
Yeah,
oh,
I have much to Google when I get off this. But not that fella with the glass.
Yeah, and if I was you as well, don't Google too much, or else you'll have the FBI after your laptop as well. So, Howard, before we finish, we'll have a quick surmise. What can we do as humans to combat this then?
Really, it's just the best thing that we can do is to educate ourselves. I would have said, just do a little bit of reading into it, because there's a lot of people that don't understand it, and because it's a difficult subject to understand, most people are that's a load of shit, which is not. It's really quite, and it's an interesting subject to get into. Actually, I will be running courses if it's £50 for a day. If anybody wants to join. I've just thought of this. That's a bloody good idea, isn't it?
It could be.
Well, no, I think education is the way forward, because the more people that know about it, the little bits that we all do together then will multiply and hopefully stop us all ending up with sweaty bollocks every single day of the year, because it's coming. It really is.
I'm nearly there. Yeah, you can't see what I'm doing off camera. But so basically, do that. Educate yourselves. Stop eating meat so much, and stop having children. Is there anything you want to plug before we go?
Plug?
Yeah, any comedy or anything you're doing? Or
I thought you meant like an opening.
No, trust me, we've talked about that. We're going to fill one of those in a minute.
Well, actually, yeah, if you don't mind, because I run, much like yourself, a couple of little gigs in West Yorkshire, and I've got one coming up on the 24th of September at the Cleckheaton Town Hall, which it really is a place, and I've got Lost Voice guy Steve Shanyaski and Nina Gilligan, and it's only 12 quid. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
but for the people that don't know, Nina, I know people know Lost Voice guy. Nina Gilligan's fantastic, but Steve Shanyaski is a treasure as far as I'm concerned on the circuit. There's so many people don't know about him, but he's a bloody good comedian.
Oh, he's amazing, absolutely amazing. I very quickly, I'll tell you, I once went to a gig which was full of women, drunk women, and they didn't want to listen to the comedy because there was a disco after. And there must have been about 100 drunk women, and not many men. And if it's all women or all men, it makes it difficult, doesn't it? A gig sometimes. And he had them in the palm of his hand in seconds. It was just incredible with the stuff that he's easily one of my favourite comedians.
Is that in the palm of his hand, or did he have?
Yeah, I don't. He's got them all. There were 100 women just there. I don't know how he balanced them all, to be honest.
Disgusting, dirty bastard. I hope his missus knows. Anyway, yeah, well, if you send me some links through, I'll put it in the comments, matey. But it's been lovely having you, and hopefully we can maybe bump into each other again in the future if the entire planet doesn't go underwater and we all die.
I hope so. It'd be lovely that we can do underwater gigs.
That's it. The punchlines will be a bit hard to understand because it'll just be glub glub glub. But if we do it in like Morse code or something, we might be all right.
Yes, it'd be lovely.
Anyway, say goodbye to the boys and girls, Howard.
Bye-bye, boys and girls.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
We're all going to die because of global warming.
Nice and cheery end to the podcast there. So if you're still listening at this point, please do like and share this. Show it to your friends and all that, because I'm struggling for listeners for some reason. I can't work out why. But yeah, if you like it and anybody else that thinks they'd like it, maybe give it a share on your social medias or send it to somebody via Messenger. And if you want your dad to die or something like that, so you can get in his will quicker than you thought you were going to get it, send it to him. Maybe it'll shock him and have a massive heart attack, and then you can get that lovely house. Bye-bye, everybody!